On a stormy dark night in 1909, a modern steamship leaves the port of Durban, South Africa, headed for Cape Town. Passengers, crew, cargo, 211 people in total. By the next morning, she's still visible on the horizon. And then, nothing. No wreckage, no lifeboats, no confirmed distress call. Just a ship that seems to evaporate from the ocean. Tonight, the last verified sighting of the SS Waratah, the warnings people noticed too late, and the only explanations that still hold up when you strip away the mythology. The Waratah wasn't an old relic. She was new, built in 1908 for the Blue Anchor Line, built for long routes between Europe and Australia. This wasn't a schooner with bad charts. This was a real scheduled passenger ship, vanishing on only her second major voyage along a heavily traveled coast. Expected in Cape Town on July 29th, she never arrived. Waratah leaves Durban on the evening of July 26, 1909, heading southwest. Overnight, the Clan McIntyre spots her in the early hours of July 27th. Waratah is faster, pulls alongside, and they exchange routine signal lamp messages. Name, destination, brief flashes in a wet rolling dark. Then, Waratah pushes ahead. She stays visible for hours, shrinking into haze. By around 9:30 that morning, she slips over the horizon. That's the last confirmed sighting. Here's what people forget. Mysteries don't always begin with a scream. Sometimes they begin with a ship simply not coming back. Later that evening, the passenger liner Guelph tries to exchange lamp signals with a ship in brutal weather. Visibility is awful. Rain and spray turn the night into a wall. They can't even make out the full name, only the last three letters. T-A-H. That doesn't prove it was Waratah, but it's the kind of detail that sticks, because it suggests she may have still been out there, still moving, hours after the last confirmed sighting. Then, the weather worsens, and the South African coast is not forgiving. Cold currents, heavy seas, sudden squalls, water that doesn't negotiate. Here's where it gets controversial, because it raises the question nobody likes. What if the Waratah was vulnerable before she ever met the storm? After the disappearance, some witnesses, passengers, crew, people who knew the ship, said she didn't feel right, excessive rolling, a tendency to list, slow to recover. But, and this matters, others disagreed completely. So you treat it honestly, a pattern of warnings that might matter, but isn't proof by itself. One of the most cited comments comes from William Henry Bragg, who traveled on Waratah earlier and later suggested the ship's stability margin felt questionable, like she could settle into a lean instead of snapping back upright. Not a smoking gun, but at sea, instability doesn't have to be dramatic to be lethal. It just has to meet the wrong conditions at the wrong time. Most Waratah videos drown you in theories. Pirates, conspiracies, sea monsters. It's content junk food. We're not doing that. Here are the three explanations that are most plausible. The simplest explanation is still the strongest. Waratah hits severe conditions, rapidly worsening weather and chaotic seas, and goes down fast. If a ship founders fast enough, you don't get lifeboats. You don't get a long distress call. You get silence. And in deep, rough, fast-moving water, evidence doesn't wait to be found. Now, add the second layer. What if Waratah wasn't defective, just sensitive? A ship can be seaworthy and still vulnerable, top-heavy, badly trimmed, or prone to a dangerous roll pattern. Could she have collided with another vessel or struck something? Possible. But the trail is thin. No confirmed wreckage, no verified reports that lock collision in, so we don't inflate it. Waratah didn't vanish from attention. Searches launched, rumors spread, leads surfaced, and collapsed. Then, in 1999, it looked like the mystery was over. A wreck was announced as Waratah, except it wasn't. Later, the expedition leadership said the wreck they'd identified wasn't Waratah at all. Another dead end. That's why Waratah still matters. This isn't a ghost story. It's a real disappearance with real stakes. And the ocean has refused to give up the answer. So where did the Waratah go? The most rational conclusion is this: a ship in deteriorating conditions, possibly worsened by stability factors, was lost quickly, in a place where the sea can erase evidence and scatter what remains. The true mystery isn't what monster took her. It's how a modern ship in 1909 can disappear so completely that more than a century later, we still don't have a confirmed wreck. And that leaves one final question. If you had to bet on one explanation, extreme seas, stability, capsize, or collision, which one and what evidence would change your mind? Let us know what you think happened to the Waratah in the comments. If you like historical mysteries where the real story is buried in the details, consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss the next one. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop seeking the truth. Thank you for watching.